There's lots of different river cruise itineraries in Europe, and one that is sometimes overlooked is on the Rhône River in eastern France. I'm Bob Bradley from the Pampered Cruiser, and if you're looking to book a river cruise, expedition, or small ship ocean cruise, then we'd love to help you out. Here's our contact information, and it's also included in the notes below. In this video, I'll document our experience on the Rhône River between Lyon in the north and Arles or near Marseille in the south. We travel with AMA Waterways, but all the river cruise lines have boats on this river with similar itineraries. First, let's take a look at why this might be the perfect itinerary for you. Provence in the area up near Lyon is a key agricultural region in France, so there's necessarily a whole bunch of really good food and wine. The Romans occupied the region for several hundred years, so there's lots of evidence of their presence here, and we're really not all that far from Italy. Finally, if you just want to travel up or down the river to look at the scenery and experience the locks, then you can do that on this river too. We did this cruise in December, so I'll chat about the Christmas markets and other seasonal aspects of going at this time of year. Let's start in Lyon.
Lyon is the gastronomic capital of France. It's also the starting and ending point for many river cruises that go between here in Provence, between Lyon and down in the French Riviera in the south. It's also a great city just for walking around if you want to take a cooking school, or there's Roman ruins here. There's all kinds of things to do and well worth a day or two if you're starting or finishing your cruise in Lyon.
Lyon is the third largest city in France, is in about 400 kilometers from Paris with a 2-hour travel time by high-speed rail. Once you're in Lyon, it's easy to get around by foot, and because the city sits on the confluence of the Rhone and the Saône rivers, everything seems to be waterfront. Being the gastronomic capital of France, you could argue that it's the foodie capital of the world. So if culinary is your thing, spending some extra time in this place is a must. If you feel like dining out, there are 21 Michelin-rated restaurants here. There are also lots of cooking schools that people come from all over the world to attend. Even for more casual culinary instruction, it's easy to find a 1 or 2 hour cooking class.
Ah, oui.
Yeah, you can put butter.
C'est combien de beurre? All of it? So,
This part.
oui.
Yeah. Small piece of butter.
Oui. I'm being trusted with the butter. Well, of course, the preparation of the food is always fun, but what's way more fun is the eating of the food. And you can see all of us now are into that part of the program.
If you'd rather just eat the food and not become involved in its preparation, there's lots of foodie tours available as well. And that'll give you some background and orientation to the city. This is a great way to become acclimatized if you come over early or just for the day that you board your riverboat. Besides food, Lyon's other claim to fame is a long history in the silk trade, and you can find demonstration shops throughout the city. And finally, Lyon is just a great city for walking around. It's a much more manageable size than Paris, but with lots of public space both on and off the river. There's also pedestrian malls throughout the city center. If you're thinking about traveling to Lyon in December, like we did, then you may want to see if you can take in La Fête des Lumières, or the Festival of Light. Taking place every year at the beginning of December, more than 4 million people from all over the world come to see the outdoor lights, laser projections, music, and visual effects. Think of it as a less tacky version of the Las Vegas Strip, or perhaps a more creative version of a fireworks display that's set to music and lasts several days. Finally, you may just want to go for a cocktail at the Hôtel Dieu. This building is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that first started construction in the 12th century and was a functioning hospital from the 15th century up until 2010. Since then, it's operated as the Lyon Intercontinental Hôtel Dieu. Many river cruises have at least one overnight in Lyon, but because it will be your port of embarkation or disembarkation, you may want to stay an extra day or two to really explore this charming city. Heading downriver, the next stop is Vienne.
Nobody does active better than AMA Waterways, and we're in Vienne this morning. We're going to go for a wee bike ride.
One of the areas that AMA really stands out is its active choices for shore excursions. Because it's December, there were only about 10 of us on the bike ride today. But for those that didn't choose the bike ride, there was a walking tour available of this scenic town, located right on the Rhone River, or a tour of the ancient Roman ruins here with the 1st century Temple of Augustus as the main attraction. Next on our list is the short journey to Tournon. Tournon is another charming riverside town near the famous L'Hermitage winery, named after a retired knight who became a hermit on the hill and tended to his vineyard. Our adventure today with AMA Waterways is a hike up to the vineyard. And the good news is, even though it's about 10 in the morning right now, and it's a little bit chilly with the wind, it's probably 35 or 40 degrees, there's wine waiting at the top. So it motivates all of us to get up the hill. Those that didn't want to come hiking with us had a few other options.
So Christine, you made me walk up the side of a mountain this morning, but it was worth it because you brought me back here to drink wine.
I guess you are a sophisticated wine connoisseur, but we are at a very, very authentic place. It's actually one of our different shore excursions that we all include.
Yes.
And today we offer you 4. So you saw in the morning that we started hiking up this beautiful hill with the wine tasting now, finishing it. The other group was going on a bike and going along the beautiful Rhone River, enjoying the sunshine, and of course on both sides of the river. And then we had our regular city tour, the tour around, and also have a sophisticated wine tasting in a very different place in Cross Hermitage. And tour number 4 was a train ride, where you go in a steam train in the Ardèche Mountains. It's very curvy, very hilly, very traditional, very authentic. And I have seen many actually ladies who just like to sit and chat, have a good time while enjoying this authentic, nostalgic train, pure nature. And everyone comes back to the ship at around 12 to 1 o'clock.
The famous Châteauneuf-du-Pape wine region is not to be missed when visiting this part of France, and we did that from our next port of call in Vienne. In English, Châteauneuf-du-Pape means the Pope's new castle. The actual castle itself is located in Avignon, but this area north of that is where the vineyards are for this famous brand. Avignon may be the most recognizable part of Provence, with its city walls and the famous half bridge that you see in all the pictures. The actual name of that bridge is Le Pont Saint-Bonazet and started construction in 1177. Besides the picturesque walls, the impressive Pope's new palace, Avignon is also just a great place to stroll regardless of what time of year you find yourself here. Because we're here in December, there's also Christmas markets for us to visit.
The Christmas markets in Europe offer a little bit of something for everyone, and if you do find yourself here in November or December, you can go. Most of them are in Germany, but we're in France today, and as you can see, they've got Christmas markets here. Pretty much everything you want. It's got all kinds of knickknacks and all kinds of stuff that you can purchase for Christmas.
If you're looking for a Christmas market cruise that will take you to various markets every single day, then this itinerary may not be the best choice for you. There are Christmas markets in nearly all the European countries, but there's little doubt that the Germans are the ones that go all out. So the Rhine or Danube River is a better cruising choice for those that want to immerse themselves in the Christmas markets. If you've ever wondered where truffles come from, you can also visit a truffle farm just outside of Avignon and watch a demonstration as the specially trained dogs find these natural treasures. Our last stop on this itinerary is at Arles, with a wide variety of things to do and discover. Our first outing today is to the town of Les Baux, where we were able to take in the Carrière des Lumières, or the Quarry of Light. This is a limestone cave with rotating exhibits of art and music that are projected onto the walls, ceiling, and floor of a cave in a 1-hour loop. There are similar displays in some cities around the world, but those are done inside of buildings, where this one is in a natural setting. We were able to see the Dutch painters exhibit in this former mine site. Nearby is the mountaintop village of Les Baux with its incredible views of the Provence countryside. In the summer months, there would be dozens of motor coaches here, but on this sunny day in December, we had the place all to ourselves. Back in Arles, the big attractions are the Roman ruins, of which there are plenty. Most impressive is the Arles Amphitheater, built in the 1st century and holding 20,000 people. Unlike the Colosseum in Rome, you can walk right in here and not have to share it with tens of thousands of others. Arles' other claim to fame is the famous artists it's attracted over the years. Most notably Paul Gauguin, Pablo Picasso, and Vincent van Gogh, who spent 2 years here and produced over 300 of his paintings. Finally, a note about cruising in the winter months.
You can come to Europe in the winter or the summer. One of the nice things about coming in the wintertime is that there's not near as many people. We're at Le Beau de Provence today, and normally in the summertime we would expect hundreds or thousands of people to be here unloading on motor coaches, and we really had the place all to ourselves today. So maybe take a look at the wintertime. Now, of course, we're dressed a little more with a little more insulation because it is a little bit chilly out, but it's still very pleasant, and you do miss the crowds in the winter, so it's not a bad thing to consider.
Most Provence river cruises use either Arles or Avignon as their southern embarkation or disembarkation port. Both cities are over an hour from Marseille, the airport that's used for this river cruise, so it's worth investigating the transfer offered by the cruise lines, but just in case, there's also regional trains that can get you there as well. People that will enjoy a river cruise that includes Lyon and Provence are also those that have an affinity for food and wine, with scenic cruising days through lochs and agricultural areas of France, with some Roman ruins thrown in for good measure. If you enjoyed this video, then give us a thumbs up, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in booking a river cruise with AMA Waterways to Provence, or really any other river, expedition, or small ship ocean cruise, then we'd love to help you out. We know the products and the destinations very well, and we can always get you some additional amenities not available on direct bookings. Here's our contact information, and it's also included in the notes below. Thanks for watching.